Everybody, welcome to JBS. Today we get into the general season. We're talking with one of our favorite gens, Ryan Dromboski, Dambro, Drombo, whatever we want to call him. Star pitcher, Ivy League legend at the University of Pennsylvania, guy who claps for flights when they land. We got all sorts of stuff to talk about with Ryan. Made himself into a cult hero, maybe thanks to Penn Baseball's Twitter account too. But welcome, Ryan, and thank you for coming on. Let's get to it.
Thank you for having me, Mr. Olshan. I'm honored. I mean, this is the coolest thing I've done in a while, so let's get into it.
All right. So number one, we decided we got to do more cool things.
Most
right?
Definitely. Most definitely.
We love the energy you bring all the time, whether you are pitching, whether you are coaching first, whether you are just in the dugout, and done a little background checking and realized that this is not a new thing for you.
No, not at all. You can ask anyone on any team I've been on. You want a guy for energy, they'll probably tell you it's me. I hate to toot my own horn there, but the facts don't lie.
They don't. Where did all that come from? I mean, that's, you're not, well, I mean, I guess kids are always running around, but where did that, because it's a lot of positive stuff. It's certainly a lot of, great stuff, certainly great to have around and roll gens and all that good stuff. But really, where did that enter your life?
I mean, I think the transition for me was when I went from 50-70 to 60-90, like coming from that and doing multiple tournaments at 50-70 while playing school at 60-90. It's very hard to get adjusted to everything. And you face a lot of challenges. Now, I was very for once in my life, I was very negative with myself. So I realized that once you stop being negative, you have so much more potential that you can tap into. And then as I got better with baseball, I really just started to appreciate everything in my life because, I'm gifted to be able to play travel baseball where some kids aren't. I'm able to get great coaches. I'm able to have a great family who supports me, driving me at least 4 hours every single weekend, So once you start appreciating those little things and starting to find the real love of the game, everything becomes exciting for you.
Absolutely. Now, first year at University of Pennsylvania.
Yes.
Tell us about the Ivy League, what it was like. I mean, you got a handful of innings, which I'm guessing led the staff as far as freshmen were concerned. I mean, it was such a crazy year in the Ivy League because you had guys waiting 2 years to get their shot at playing, and able to break in and get some time on the field this year is certainly a big accomplishment for any freshman, any true freshman in the Ivy League. But what was it like? How did you get to Penn? And tell us about the Ivy experience.
So before I'll get into anything, how I got there, sophomore year, start of my sophomore summer, my coach came up to me and he was like, all right, you got the potential to be great. You can go anywhere you want to go, but if you want to go to the Ivy League, it's just determining which one you want to choose. So naturally, I'm just like, coach, I'm all about the academics. Let's go Ivy League. And sure enough, my first tournament showcase, I guess, at Penn was supposed to be at the end of August that summer. It got torrentially downpoured on and I didn't get to show my potential as pitching, but November came around, I got a camp. And then right after that camp, coach was like, let's get you on campus. We want to show you around. From there, it was a kind of straightforward process. COVID obviously sucked. So they were saying oh yeah, send us your schedule. And then once everything started getting canceled, they were like, all right, we don't want to wait around anymore. We want to offer you a spot. And I'm going to tell you one thing. I was the most shocked I've ever been in everything. The moment I stepped off campus, I was like, this is my number one school. I don't care. This is my number one school, no matter what. And just that call was just life-changing. Now going into the freshman year, I mean, you don't really know what to expect. It's college. It's a lot different than high school. Being a student athlete in high school, as many of these kids who follow this podcast know, it's not that bad. I mean, you have the weekends jam-packed with stuff for travel, but if you get all your work done on Friday, you'd be chilling. And college is a little different because you really have to focus on time management. In the fall, I really struggled. I mean, I would say I'm a pretty smart kid. Anybody who knows me at high school, I would say I'm pretty smart. But going in there, it's just being a D1 athlete, you're at practice for 5 hours. I literally have to have class done by 12 so I can be at the field at 1. I go to 5 p.m. And once you get home, you have to study even more. You have to do homework. You have to also do more studying for other classes. And it becomes a certain thing that can get really can really make a young person frazzled about the Ivy League life. Obviously, it's a challenge with all the stuff with school once you get used to it. But I'll say that as soon as the spring season came around, I turned everything around. Grades went up. Time management was so much better. And just having those older guys being able to tell you like what classes they took, and some of them took the same classes that you're taking, so they can give you guidance on what to expect from the class, what to expect to see in the tests. Like they have extra work from their time doing it, so you can use that as a resource. So like I would say it was a very big challenge for me because I didn't really want to reach out to someone because I don't really like.
Never had to, I'm sure.
Yeah, I never really had to reach out to someone to be like, yo, I need help with this. Can you help me? So coming in, it's just like, it's a whole different mindset. But I survived my freshman year. We did everything good. Spring semester was a lot better than the fall semester. And the baseball was just absolutely incredible. Like I've never had a better year in my entire life than at college.
Yep. Now you had mentioned there was 21 pitchers on the roster this year, right? I mean, so it's crazy competition. You start the year out by winning 2 out of 3 against Texas A&M of all teams that are still playing, and right up until the final day, legitimately, an NCAA caliber team. I mean, it wasn't the best ending, unfortunately, to drop 2 to Columbia, but you're talking about 2 teams that you saw what they did in the NCAA tournament. You're talking about 2 top 50 teams, playing in the Ivy League.
Yeah, I mean, this season was probably one of the coolest seasons I've ever been a part of. Obviously, we set the win record at Penn, so that's the most winningest team I've been on in my entire career playing baseball. Texas A&M was absolutely incredible. I mean, I remember making that roster, and we just traveled down there after the whole clapping on the plane thing went down. Contrary to what everyone believes from Twitter, I was asleep the entire time. Actually,
we're going to get to that in a second, but yeah, so we'll find that tweet and dig it up and put it up on the screen here. But you became a little celebrity on the first flight down to A&M. Penn baseball Twitter account's fantastic. One of our favorite during the season.
He's the greatest guy. I love him.
Tell us about what happened and how you became famous instantly.
So Texas A&M came. We went down there, and our Twitter guy is one of the coolest guys in the world. His name is Hunter Tobbs, great dude. But me and him have always shared just something from the start. It was always just cool, banter back and forth, good times, good people. So naturally, you can choose me to be the one to get made fun of or picked on, quote unquote. It's obviously love, tough love, whatever the hell you want to call it, but it's just for fun. So naturally I'm that guy. So obviously clapping on a plane is something I do. I mean, come on now, it's me, for crying out loud. I'm going to clap on a plane. But this time I can vouch. I was asleep for majority of that trip, but so the whole thing went down. He's clapping on the plane. Drombo's clapping on the plane. Yerk is not happy at all. This does not represent UPenn properly. And so then it sparks Twitter controversy, and it starts blowing up. I mean, I thought I was only going to get a couple 100 hits or whatever it was, but come to check later that night, there was probably 1,500 people and counting who liked it, and at least 50 plus comments just going off this is an outrage. Ryan, you're welcome on my team anytime. I love you, Ryan. You're great. He's supporting his troops. It was just taken to an extreme that I've never been a part of, and I'm just sitting there just laughing at the whole time because I had no idea it was happening until later that night. It's a full, I want to say 15 hours after the tweet was posted. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, what is this? It's just blowing up. And then from there, Twitter celebrity Drombo was born, and I haven't looked back since.
That's right. If anybody can take it and love it and run with it, I think we got the right person, right?
Oh, most definitely. I love that stuff.
So Northern Burlington high school career, right? One step from winning the sectional title is in your senior year, a shortened senior year, but still a great run. Tell us, you got to be a little pumped though with the Gens because your running mate on that team, Drew Wires, is with us. You can tell us about Drew and also going back a couple of years, we got Lorenzo Repack, another one of your northern buddies. So we're kind of northerning it up here. Tell us about those guys and why people should come out and watch us.
Well, from the beginning, sophomore year, when I made varsity and Zoe was there, Drew was there. I mean, it was one of the greatest teams we've ever been a part of. I think that Northern, it was just a great time. The life was good. Our energy was incredible. I mean, I'm up there as my first year of varsity. I'm just freaking out. I'm just like, let's go. Come on, come on. And I think the parents loved it. So listen, if you're trying to find someone with great entertainment and just get a laugh while watching baseball, come out to a Trenton Generals game. You'll hear me in the dugout or hear me at first base or hear me on the mound. Honestly, I've been told a couple times by the umpires to like settle down a little bit, but it's all in the heat of the moment. I love the game. I love the passion. I remember my first time with Zoe coming in there sophomore year, playing with him. I remember sitting there and just being like, this kid is something special. I mean, watching him from the sidelines is one of the coolest things in the world. I can't complain when Zoe's up to bat. You know you're going to get like at least something special. Either he's going to get on base some way, one way or another. Then you have Drew in our 4-spot, 5-spot, and you know he's going to do some damage when there's runners on base. Obviously, for myself, I'm going to come in and throw strikes and hopefully get some out. So we were a good combo that way. I mean, everyone did their part, and just being with those guys again is one of the coolest experiences of my life. I mean, Drew, I've played with him since I was 7 years old. I started my first travel team with him. Like that's my day one guy for baseball. Like being able to play one more summer with this man is probably one of the coolest things in the world. Cause it's just like, it's just come full circle. Like I was able to play with him from my sophomore to my senior year. And now I'm playing it with him in my freshman year of college. So it's just one of the coolest things in the world because he's just one of my best friends, you know, like he's a guy, he's a dog. He's that guy. Like, I don't know. I'm just really excited about it. And everyone who's a Trenton Generals fan or not even a Trenton Generals fan wants to learn something about baseball, come out to one of these games. You'll see me, you'll see Drew, you'll see Zoe, and most likely you'll hear me because I'm not very quiet when I step on a baseball field. And that's been since the Northern days. Drew and Zoe can vouch for me. So literally, if you got something if you have nothing going on a weekend or maybe like a midweek kind of thing at 7 p.m., you come on, swing by down to Moody Park, and you'll hear me. You'll hear me all right.
You can be anywhere at Moody Park and hear you. You got a distinct voice too.
Yeah, exactly. You'll know you'll know who you're getting. You'll know Drombo. Come on now.
When you're in Drombo land.
Yeah, exactly.
So we're gonna try something soon for the YouTube and all that stuff. We're gonna put a microphone on you. We're going to put a microphone on you. We're going to mic you up pregame. We'll do like the big boys do. And I know that they're pretty pumped to hear this at Penn, but how excited are you to get to walk around with one of those things pregame? And we'll see about during game.
I love it, man. It's going to be so cool just like being out there, being able to be like, just talk how I normally talk and have the whole world hear it, you know? Like, it's really awesome because I guess the way I talk is like kind of one of a kind. I don't really know. It's just kind of all over the place. But I know it will definitely bring some entertainment to everyone who's on the mic, who's listening to the mic. But yeah, I'm really excited about it, man. I can't be more happy.
And what do we love doing away from the field? What are the favorite Drombo land things to do when we're not playing ball?
That's a tough one. I mean, obviously hang out with my family as much as I can. You know, I get a summer with them. I could be playing like somewhere else, but luckily I'm here in Jersey. I'm able to spend time with them that I don't really get in college. Obviously being with my little brothers is one of the hugest things that the summer's about. I love those guys more than anything. So being able to just play baseball, even when I'm not on the baseball field with them, helping them learn the game, it's one of the coolest things. And then just swimming. I have a pool. Hold up. Let me show you. There's my pool over there. I don't really know if you can see that. That's like my go-to spot most of the time in the summer. If I'm not playing baseball, I'm swimming, you know? So it's not really much for me. You think I do a little more? I really don't. I kind of like being home. I like doing my own thing. I'll hang out with some friends here and there, but more than likely you'll catch me just swimming, golfing, or just spending time with family.
Golf, and I'm guessing you hit the crap out of the ball. You hit bombs that don't always go straight.
Yeah, you can ask Tommy Delaney about that one. I was golfing with him a couple times, and let's just say my iron game is much better than my driver game. Because with the iron, at least I know I'm going to hit a nice little draw. With my driver, it can go straight, left, right. Really, just depends on the mood of the driver, I guess.
Pro teams, favorite teams growing up.
Everything Philadelphia. I mean, I was born and raised on it. I didn't really have much input from outside sources. It was just from the moment I was born, I was thrown into a Phillies baby uniform, and bang, from there it's just Phillies everything. And probably one of the greatest sports fan clubs in the world. Obviously, not just because they're really nice, just because we're one of a kind. We're Philadelphians, baby. But yeah, no, there wasn't really much change for me. It was all teams were Philadelphia, from just my grandfather being passed down to my dad passing it down to me, and I haven't looked back since. So there's been no other team changes because I'm not a bandwagon.
That's right. That's right. We got to stick with them no matter how bad they are.
Exactly. Yeah.
Favorite athletes growing up.
Oh, favorite athletes growing up.
Other than Drew Wires.
Yeah. Okay, other than Drew Wires, that's a tough one. I would definitely have to say probably. I remember being obsessed with Ryan Howard. I have no idea why, but Ryan Howard was just my guy. Probably because we had the same name, and I thought it was really cool. Then my number 20 actually for college and stuff like that really was inspired by Mike Schmidt, because I played third base and I was like, oh, Philly great, Mike Schmidt, that's going to be my number. And then as I got older, I really just felt the intensity of Max Scherzer. I love that guy's energy. Just it's perfect. I mean, if you look at my youth prospects video, I try to say I love to mimic my game to Max Scherzer. He's just a dog out there. He's just intense. He's ready to just bite your head off when he's out on the mound, and he just gets fired up. And that's just what inspires me. You know what I mean? And then on the topic of 34, Nolan Ryan, the big unit, 51. That's another one that I love. I don't know, man. Just great guys who really play with intensity are the ones that I love and look up to.
I can see that. I can see all those for sure. Your favorite moment on the field growing up?
Oh, man. There have been a lot. Dang, that's a tough one. I think the coolest one for me was probably when I was 11. We made it to states with the Bordentown Little League team, and we were playing Randolph up in Hoboken, and it's a pretty close game. I come in the fourth inning, and it's bases loaded, 1 out, and I get first pitch. I get a ground ball right back to me. 1, 2, 3, double play. We're out of the inning, and then from there we end up winning. I close it out on a strikeout, and I don't know. It was just something that always sticks to me, because it's just even though it's so far ago, it's one of the coolest experiences. That was my first taste of winning something really, really big.
So you hit for a long way through your career, but now we're pretty much solidly into the PO life. What's your favorite part of it?
I think the favorite part of the PO life is just throwing the ball as hard as I can and just focusing only on baseball as a pitcher. You really get to focus more so on the arm care stuff of everything. There's a lot more focus on your arm rather than if you were playing the field. You have a different workout set for a pitcher, other than a multi-workout set for both hitting and pitching. I mean, I've always done it where I'm mainly just trying to stick to a pitcher body, and then I'll swing leisurely here and there, get my working off a tee and say I'm good. So that's kind of how I always been. But yeah, I mean, the pitching lifestyle, I just love the way it works. It just works out for me so well, because I go out there, I throw as hard as I can, I shove, I do what I can, and then I get the next couple days off. So it's just it's kind of nice. You just get to sit on the bench, be a little bit of a nuisance here and there. You get to start some stuff. You get to fire your teammates up, and that's what I love about it.
Who throws harder, you or fellow Generals pitcher, fellow Penn pitcher Tommy Delaney?
Oh man, I mean, cool. I'm gonna say, we have our velos the same, pretty similar. I mean, he's getting up there. He's went up a lot. I give him mad props, mad respect. I mean, he's really worked for it, as have I. But I love working with him, especially being on this Trenton Generals team. It's like it's kind of cool seeing his velo go up, seeing my velo go up. But in the end, I think I do have the upper hand on him. I'm not gonna try and be rude, Tom. I love you to death, man. But I'm just stating what I'm stating.
Best golfer on the Penn team.
On the Penn team, I haven't seen many people golf, but I think Andrew Hernandez or Danny Hines is probably going to be your best bet for those.
And you're not third, is what you're saying.
Oh, no. I am far from up in the 5 spot. I think if we had 21, if we had like 39 guys, I think you could rank me probably at like 30, maybe 25 to 30 range. I'll give myself a little bit of props there. But yeah, no, I can't putt. I can just do the irons.
Favorite place you played growing up or in your career? Favorite place you played?
That's a tough one. I mean, I think younger days, Ripken always the coolest experience. Yeah, I would say probably Ripken because I've been there the most when I was younger. But this year, College Station, oh my God, that is the coolest place to be. Like Bluebell Park, oh my gosh. When I tell you how cool that is, it's an understatement. Like you go there and everything just looks insane. So, like, yeah, in my oldest, like as I get older from probably like now till the end, College Station is the coolest stadium I've been at.
Playing those SEC teams are like playing in the minors.
Oh my gosh, yes.
But everybody's jacked up all the time, too.
Yes, it is just insane. Like, it was probably the coolest atmosphere I've been in, and I absolutely can't complain about it at all. It's sick.
Anything special pregame, game day, bump day routines?
Usually just pregame, I like to get a little bit of a workout in, kind of get my muscles going before I get to the field. I'll always roll out at home and listen to Zach Bryan. I was inspired by the rest of my Penn team. They played it a lot, and I got into the guy. And it's become kind of a tradition to me, just like roll out at least 30 minutes before I leave for the game and just listen to Zach Bryan. Helps me calm down my nerves, get out there and just relax. Moment I get to the game, I always shake Tommy's hand. Always shake Tommy Delaney's hand. I always have to be there, and I have to see him. I'll be like, Tom, hey, if he's not there, I'm texting him, and we're always texting back and forth. But if he's there, I'm shaking his hand no matter what.
I'm glad we could keep that up for the summer, too.
Oh, yes. It's really cool. And one of the biggest things I learned is that you don't ever want to, like, psych yourself into dropping down your routine. So, like, if you go to bed, say, at, like, 11 p.m. and you have a 1 p.m. game, and you want to say, oh, yeah, I'm going to go to bed at 9 p.m. this time, to get extra rest. I mean, for me, it's never really worked out. I've had a couple friends, like certain friends do that, and it just like hasn't worked out. But I think that once you have a routine that you've already built into your mind and you're so used to going to bed at that certain time or doing something before the night before, like getting maybe a massage or just like doing a specific arm care routine that you do, like don't switch up anything that you haven't done already compared to other starts, thinking that you'll change something incredible about your life and about your start.
One thing you want to, if you were talking to yourself, 10th grade, Ryan Dromboski, what's one thing you're going to tell him based on what you know now?
Oh, man. I think the biggest thing is stressing arm care and yoga and arm care. Because growing up, like obviously just pitching, it's just like I did my workouts and I felt my workouts were enough arm care, like doing just simple bands and a workout. That's all the arm care I needed. But the more I get the older I get, the more I play, the more I throw, I realize how essential it is to really just focus even the tiniest muscles in your arm to really help function everything to make you peak performance at the next start.
What's your major at Penn?
My major is actually economics, but I'm kind of in between on that. I may go to PPE, which is philosophy, politics, and economics. Don't really know which one I'm going to choose, but I'm sticking to the econ route right now.
So you're going to be a president someday.
That's what everyone says so far. And, I'm not going to rule it out. Nothing's impossible. Like I don't know. We'll see how it goes. We're just going to play it by ear, and we're going to have a great time. And that's how it'll be.
So we've had Jens get drafted. We've had Jens play in the pros. We've had Jens play in the majors, but I don't think we've had a Jens president yet.
Well, then maybe I can be the first. Who knows?
Absolutely. Absolutely. We'll be there. Ryan, thank you. Delivered as always. We can't wait to get you mic'd up because God knows what's going to happen. And we love it that way.
Listen, I'm going to bring the content and you guys are going to love it. I'm not going to try and force anything either. It's going to be all natural. You're going to get the true Drombo effect. I can promise you that.
Stream of Drombo's mind is more than enough. We don't have to force it. We don't even have to make up anything.
Exactly. Exactly.
Ryan Dromboski, our guest, University of Penn, rising sophomore, Trenton Generals star pitcher. Come catch him at Moody Park this summer, and we look forward to seeing you this weekend.
Yes, sir. Roll Jens, baby. Let's go get some W's.